Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, so I think you're able to hear me at this moment. All right, so we are here. We are here, Pisces. All right, so this is your next energy update. This would have been part two, all right, for your new moon to full moon phase. All right, but while processing the video, there was some sort of interference. All right. Not really going to call it out at this moment because we're not, but there was some interference. So I will take that as part, of an omen and also a sign. All right. So I will disclude that portion. Okay. I will explain a little bit of what happened, in part one, what was explained or, what was expressed through the reading. All right, but this will be, basically your part one and your part two. All right, so it might be longer than the 15 to 22-minute time frame that I usually do with the general readings. Um, so it might be a little longer. All right, so if you can, I would just suggest you guys, you all to stick in until all the way, because we will get a little bit on, intuitively what you're going on with my intuit cards, and then we will dive a little bit into your subconscious and see what's going on there, since the new moon in Sagittarius passed. And then we'll get a little bit with the tarot, and the reading shall become more precise as we progress along, all right? But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'll place you all on a brief hold. I need to go ahead and grab my tea, take a bathroom break, and I'll be right back, all right? Oh yeah, then, all right, Pisces, before I forget, I do want to mention some intuitive hints that I received for you guys, just a few. All right, so if you want to write this down, go ahead. This was from your first part, all right, but it still is important for, your new moon phase going into your full moon phase, all right? So the the card that I actually received for you was number 12, Hanged One, the Hanged Man. All right. Also for your music, it was Take You Back by Russ and Kehlani. Okay. And also Stay Ready by Jhené Aiko and Kendrick Lamar. Okay. I was getting something about a tall glass of water, something about lifetimes, something about uh, scientist, something about egg substitute, and also Air Force One. All right. So no need for me to go too deep into it because we've already expressed enough, but that's your intuitive messages. All right. Okay. All right. I'm back, Pisces. All right. So let's go ahead and get your reading started. This is, a general reading for you. A lot will be coming up. Some of it might be sensitive. So if you're not prepared to, listen to this reading, I would suggest you, just take some time to really, breathe and put the video on pause and just, take some time to chill and to breathe, Pisces. Prepare yourself mentally um, for, what might come up through these readings, all right? But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started, all right? We'll start with my Intuit cards, see what come up, through these. And then we'll get something dealing with your subconscious. We'll just scratch the surface, won't go too deep with it. The only time I truly go deep with, the subconscious cards um, is when I'm, reading for myself or if, the current expresses, so an independent, reading when they express that they would like me to go deeper. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Um, Not really picking up anything intuitively at this moment. I was feeling a bit anxious, Pisces, before I got on your reading. So that's why, I did say that thing in the beginning about just taking time to, calm yourself and to chill out. All right. Because Pisces, I'm getting some of you guys have been feeling, you know, anxious, a little bit. So some of you guys might actually be giving a performance of some sort. You might actually be doing a performance, or you have to step up in front of an individual or individuals, all right, to give some sort of speech, okay, or to pitch something that you deem important, all right, so you found it worthy. Now you deem it important here, all right, and it's actually something that you are doing that is in benefit of the populace or the community that you stay in. All right, so what came out actually here is imposter. All right, so some of y'all might be dealing with the imposter syndrome. You feel as though something's worthy to be mentioned, to be said, to better the community, to better your workspace, to better your home. All right, but you're not exactly sure if you're worthy enough to deliver this, okay, or to present this. All right, so it seems as though that might be what's going on because a little of that was expressed in your first part, all right, that you are presenting something to maybe important individuals. All right, I say individuals that come off rather diplomatic. Okay, they might actually be a part of a government body, and you are here to present, something that's important. Okay, I said a spiel, but I'm getting something important, so I will not actually use that word. For Aries, I used you won't have to give a spiel, or there's a spiel, and it was another zodiac sign where I said you won't have to give a spiel. I believe it's Taurus. All right, so you might be connecting to a Taurus, and or Aries, or have it in your chart. But for you, Pisces, I'm getting you feel a little bit of an imposter syndrome, and we also have nano. All right, so at the bottom, so that N-A-N-O, so that can be in so many different um, that can mean so many different things here. All right, but you feel small. You feel small. You feel like you're a, for the lack of a better way of expressing it, but maybe a shrimp in the ocean. Okay, and so you feel small. All right, you feel small. So let's get a little bit more. Imposter and nano. So let's see if any of that comes up with the subconscious cards here. I like these cards. I actually haven't used them in a while. So it will be beautiful to actually use these. All right, so for Pisces, what do we have? Dealing with their subconscious. Anything that needs to be recognized. All right. Or that has already been recognized. It needs confirmation. What do we have for Pisces at this moment? I will break instead. One more. Yeah, I see creativity at the bottom. All right, so it could definitely be something dealing with, whatever you do creatively. All right, I'm getting it ties into your hobby. All right, part of it is dealing with your hobby. Okay, or what you would consider is more of a hobby for you, but you actually see the value in presenting it to a larger crowd. Okay, so there is something that needs to be recognized here. All right, and we have 15 naked with 35 prosperity. All right, might be bright, so you might not be able to see everything, but this one is 15 naked, 35 prosperity at the bottom. Immediately, I notice she's looking in a glass. All right, she's looking in a mirror. Here, All right. She's looking in a mirror. I'm actually getting something about a uh something's vintage here. I'm getting something is vintage. It could definitely be the mirror that you're looking through. All right. But something definitely is vintage. It could be a look that you're trying to recreate here. All right, so there's a look that you are trying to recreate here. And with these cards, this could definitely be connecting to things that you are dreaming about. So symbolically, all right, there is something that is vintage here. All right, we have 15 naked. And it could be connecting to now the imposter syndrome. Feeling that you are maybe not worthy, or something about that will be found out here, that you're actually not worthy. Maybe you've been blotching and, scratching some things out here. I was told that actually it's not best to scratch things out when you make a mistake. Like when you're writing something, don't scratch it out. Don't scratch it out, okay? But do something else instead to know that, that was the original, okay, but we're breaking from that, or we're presenting it in a new way. Okay, so there's something about that, presenting something in a new way. Still a part of the original, but something now is being presented in a new way. All right, so that's going back to, the vintage. The vintage, something's vintage. Something is considered maybe old and dusty. All right, but now it's time to, you know, blow that dust off, use a duster, whatever you need to, because something is actually still valuable, and it needs to be showcased in a way where there is a new expression. But like I was telling another sign, at its core, the energy that is given is still the same. All right, so 15 naked. All right, so let's get a little bit dealing with your spiritual emotional body here. For Pisces, what do we have dealing with your spiritual emotional body? I don't really have a spread in mind. I did create this with a spread in mind, but for you, there's really not a spread. I'm getting a lot of this is something that you've already known. You already know it. And it's really getting down to the square root, okay, or the root of something. Because nano can also be considered, or it can be deemed as something that is maybe artificial. But it was artificially created or instilled so that we can actually get down to the root of something. It's so small because whatever something was built from, it started off from something so small. It was small. So this imposter syndrome or this imposter card, whatever it was built from off of something so small. So it would be nothing at this point. All right, so we have justice coming out. All right, so we have justice, and it would be nothing at this point with Son of Pentacles at the bottom. So it is nothing at this point, Pisces, for you to, once you find something, once you find the root cause of something, to actually squash it at your feet, all right, to end it right there. But it's all about, exposing it. Okay, so there still needs to be a sense of exposure here. Okay, and then whatever you need will be yours. All right, whatever you're trying to do will be yours. All right, so you're at this place now where you feel as though you're being looked at or you're being stared at. Okay, and somewhat in a way kind of like a criminal. You feel as though you, Pisces, are being picked out from the larger crowd, out of a large crowd, and you are being looked at in a certain type of way. You're like, why me? Why me? Why must they? Why must I? Why must we be so critical? You know, we have the Eight of Pentacles here. And the Eight of Pentacles in this deck is so fascinating because, you know, it depicts a spider that has completed its web here. And now, so the web has been casted or set up, okay? And now there are pentacles that have been, you know, caught within the web. All right. So this can be a sense of your work, you know, your duty. All right. Your ritualistic, um, your ritualistic. I heard donations, which is interesting, but your ritualistic offerings are being showcased here. All right. And so we have the Temperance here. Beautiful. So the Temperance here is saying, once we look back, once we see, you know, once we do our job at actually looking at, you know, the cause of something, even though it's so small, but it still needs to be dealt with. We still have to deal with it. And remember, this could be also pulling from off of your conscious Pisces. This is how you're feeling, you know, at a higher degree, you know, or in a heightened sense. This is what your higher calling is, you know, and this is why you're feeling, you know, pulled in a certain degree, in a certain way, even though a part of you, okay, a part of your conscious, a part of your subconscious is at odds with this. It's at odds with this. Another part is saying we must face it. We must face it. I see you, you see me. We must face this. No matter how small you think it is, it's causing an issue that is big because it's affecting others on a grand scale. Okay? And so we have the Ten of Wands here. The Ten of Wands. And when I look at this Ten of Wands, I do see, you know, a lot in a way. I do see a lot in a way here. Okay, so it's really nothing but to kind of like brush it out of the way or to pull it out of the way, to kind of like, you know, cut it back or just dismember it if you have to. Okay, so there is a sense of dismemberment or dismembering, disbanding. Okay. And then we have the Mother of Cups. All right. So once we get at the end of this, we do see a lot of expression going on. All right. But we have the Son of Pentacles here. It's not like I had said sin of Pentacles. Okay. So sin, I do see your sin being forgiven here. Okay. I do see your sin being forgiven here. Okay. Or what's being asked for you once you do your work is to actually forgive the sins of others. So in a certain type of way, Pisces, what's being asked of you is to actually forgive your own sins so that other individual sins can be washed away, washed clean. It's almost like once you forgive your sins, which could also be, I heard, the sins of your father, or the sins of your fathers, forefathers, individuals that came before you, you will actually see the bigger picture, okay? Or you will actually see the light clearer. So the Ten of Wands is right here. It will be moved out of the way. Son of Pentacles, all right? So let's go ahead and get a little bit from the Starseed Oracle because this one deep. This one deep. So in a sense, it's almost like, should we do a part 2 for you, Pisces? Did this, you know, answer, your subconscious or your conscious in a way that your subconscious has been trying to relay it to you, over to you, you know? See, I'm not getting enough breath, so I know it's something going on here. All right. And also in the first one, it's so funny. I was getting that Pisces, you're whiny, you're a little whiny here. Okay. Yeah, so we have forge, don't follow, double mission. This can also be connecting to, the imposter. It seems as though you are being called to be somewhat of a double agent here. Pisces, you are being called to be somewhat of a double agent. We have forge, don't follow. Page, a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. Remember about forgiving your forefathers. So remembering the sins. So it's interesting, that it's coming up in a sense, because it's almost as though you are being put on display, or you are being Jesus. Jesus. All right. So we have two. We have Jesus and we have Lucifer. In some type of way, I'm getting that you are working with the essence of both. In a way, Jesus felt he was an imposter because of his awareness, but also of his dense nature, spirit going into flesh, spirit becoming flesh. So because you are spirit innately, you know the higher calling, or you recognize the higher calling, but because you fell down, Lucifer, to Satan or the devil, the devil can mean so many different things. Okay, the devil can just be, an adjective or a noun. Okay, but more so we have Lucifer and Satan. Lucifer, at the heightened sense, understood that he was worthy of something at a high degree, not realizing that you already exist in that higher realm, but you want more. So I feel like an imposter because I've placed in a position where I'm underneath the higher calling. So you start to descend, and once you descend, you feel as though you are an imposter because of certain limitations that are placed on you. While you are subjected to the material world, all right? The density of it, the connection to lower frequencies, a lower way of thinking. You're subjected to the lower way of being, and lower beings and lower entities. "15 naked. Now that you are being seen, fully, what is possessing you or what you possess, what side of the coin will you fall on? Or what side of the coin will you call? Will that be the one that it lands on? Or will that be the one that is showcased? All right. Double mission. Light worker, starseed. Serve the world by being you, Pisces. Serve the world by being you. So if you want to whine about it, go ahead and whine about it. Make it cute. Like I was saying in the first part, it's you're the fish, all right? So it's almost like you're allowed to make that little pouting face. All right, you want to pout? Go ahead and pout. But you know what you want to do. You're paving something new, and you're about to showcase something. And what it's allowing for those that are still in this existence, this realm, that are a part of the crucifixion, they will have no other choice but to be forgiven. They will start to forgive themselves, those that mirror them, their inner selves, their inner world. And soon the light will be shown. No more need to blotch things out or scratch things out. Because of you, you're helping to raise the frequency. And we are ever so grateful for that. All right, so I'll go ahead and leave it there. Beautiful reading. All right, we didn't really need much because a lot was coming through. Um, yeah, so this is for you, Pisces. Hopefully you enjoyed the reading. Definitely check out the other readings to help expound upon your situations further. Remember to like, comment, and share so that I'm, picking up on your energy more and more as we progress. And I'll be seeing you in another reading. Until then, Pisces, stay tuned.